English, I can speak that. Brings us to the Q&A. Now, there were a lot of questions, but I singled out these two. One, because this podcast has gone on for an hour and 10 minutes as of right now, and these two kind of go hand in hand. The two questions, talking points, whatever. Tips to grow as a content creator slash streamer, and then Twitch slash YouTube etiquette. Things you shouldn't do when you're conversing with other streamers slash watching other streamers' content. But let's start off with, let's do the tips first. Just general rules of thumbs, good ideas.
Don't be an asshole.
That would fall under etiquette, but true. This kind of falls into the rant. Ow, that's weird. I don't know what just happened. My leg just fell off my other leg and I almost fell and headbutt my desk. But this goes into like the rant I was going on the other day in your stream. Was I streaming? I don't remember. We were talking about... We both were?
Yeah.
Twitch.tv/whythetuck and Twitch.tv/Zoe_season?
I'm changing it soon.
What are you changing it to for the people?
Back to Zoe Season X.
Zoe Season X. Season spelled as ZN. We were talking about organizations being clout chasers and then how people get picked up to organizations as content creators because, as I hinted at earlier, I own an esports organization. I have a list of things I look for whenever I go to recruit content creators, streamers, influencers, players in general, etc., down the list. So, things I look for in terms of content creators, there's a base number for both Twitch and YouTube, which I'm not going to say what those numbers are, but there are certain minimum requirements I look for in terms of numbers, in terms of hours streamed, average viewers. I don't really care about subscriber or follower counts because I don't care about that. I care about who is actively watching you in the moment. And then beyond that, those are the hard numbers I look for, and then I kind of do like a personality dissection on you. 1, are you friendly? 2, are you catering to a niche? That would be an interesting group of people to interact with. 3, do you know how to build a community? How's your Discord looking? Do you know how to talk to people? Who do you play with? How do you interact with your chat? And then 4, are you just good at social media in general? Because that is the biggest thing for me, is if you suck at social media, you will never succeed as a social media influencer slash content creator. So, do you have anything to comment on what I just said?
Everything you said is pretty much true.
Alright, so ideally, if I'm looking for a content creator, I'm looking for someone that follows like myself or Zoe's work ethic when it comes to posting on social medias. Zoe doesn't do YouTube as heavily as I do YouTube, but he hits the check mark for all the other platforms. He streams relatively regularly. He posts clips to Twitter. He's friendly with people on Twitter. He interacts with people on Twitter. He shows me he knows how to be social. He posts to TikTok a lot, and the TikToks have effort put into them because the videos are edited, as opposed to just taking the raw clip and throwing it on TikTok and the format's all messed up. Instead of 1920 by 1080, you have to flip the resolutions to 1080 by 1920 to fit a phone screen. That's important. That shows you care. And then Instagram, I think you do Instagram as well.
I do Instagram, so Season X as well.
And
on
then
Instagram.
Yes, and then I check all those boxes for myself too. Except I also throw myself into YouTube. I've uploaded to YouTube daily for the past like 120 days. So ideally, I'm looking for someone.
Keep it up.
I will. Thank you. But so ideally, I'm looking for someone like myself because I'm gonna vouch for myself here. I'm social. You might catch me in a bad mood on stream sometimes, but that's just the way of the road. That happens. But overall, I'm friendly on social media. I interact with people. I try to help people when they can. If they need to DM me, my DMs are always open. I'm the face of an organization for a reason. I didn't get here just because I'm pretty, although I am very pretty.
You are gorgeous.
Thank you.
Where would your camera be placed? Right here? You are gorgeous.
So, let's summarize all that bullshit into like 2 tips. You have to be consistent, and you have to be willing to talk to people. You know, let's add a third one in there. You have to be willing to reach outside of your comfort zone if you want to succeed in something. Yeah, now these tips only apply if you're doing this like with a more business forward mindset. If you stream just to have fun, this doesn't apply to you, because at the end of the day, if you're doing this to have fun, you don't care about the numbers. Those mean fuck all to you. If you're doing this for like a business reason, like you want to see a progressive growth towards something ultimately higher than what you're doing right now, then these apply to you. You have to be consistent. You have to be willing to be social, and you have to be willing to reach outside of your comfort zone to do things. Because I'll give you a hint. I've uploaded every day for the past 120-ish days. There are some days I really don't want to edit a video at 2 a.m., but I know I have to get something posted.
You just gotta stay motivated at that point. Motivation is also a another big thing that plays a part when it comes to content creating. Like, you have to stay motivated no matter what it is.
Have you ever, I think it's a Disney movie, have you ever seen the movie The Final Season about the high school baseball team that's dropping their baseball program, but they end up winning the state championship?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the one scene, it might have been in the trailer, but there's the one scene about like the pre-game locker room speech, and the coach is like, "What's your why? Why are you doing this?" That is how you have to approach content creation every day.
Mm-hmm.
What is your why? You have to remind yourself every day what you're working towards. Because if you're going to treat this like a full-time job, there are no fucking off days.
I'm going to be 100% honest with everyone. If you're in content creation or anything to do with competing, you know, anything game related, if you are in it for the money, you are not getting very far. You are not getting far at all. And it shows with a lot of people.
Because let's spin that in a different way. Whenever you're doing this, like, obviously money's nice. I'm not going to say money's not nice, but you can't look at it like that, because if you look at it strictly money-wise, you're going to start seeing the people in your chat as followers and not friends, and that's a problem. Because in order to succeed as a content creator, you have to have friends, not followers.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Hex says, every time Hex uploads a video or he talks about his subscriber count, Hex doesn't have 950,000 subscribers on YouTube. He has 950,000 friends that watch his videos. Very big distinction between those two. Hex, by the way, Hector Rodriguez, if you guys live under a rock and you found your way into my podcast somehow.
You know, the guy that made the small org Optic Gaming. Yeah, that guy.
As opposed to Hastro, who is strictly business and like the oldest man to ever walk the face of the earth.
Who's that? I've never heard of him. Does he make friends? Does he have friends?
Not after the JCap twit longer. But, whatever. You have to be friendly. You have to be consistent, and then I didn't mention this, but you also have to put effort into your content. You can't make content.
Yeah.
And then that moves pretty much beyond that, unless you have something that I might have missed or we might have missed.